Test number 11. Black to move. Level 1400 to 1600. What factors combine to give black a decisive advantage? Pause it here. So here we can go through the first few moves of the game. So we know how we got to this position, but this is Averbach Vital USSR Championship 1958. Most likely unsound, but quite typical of Tal during that period. Question mark. Bishop G3, Queen E7, Bishop F3, Rook AD8, Rook E1 was another option, which is probably better for white than what happened in the game. So someone gives this move a question mark. So now if knight takes
check
F6, then queen takes, the queen's hit and the bishop's hit at the same time, so that would be good for black because they'd be up a pawn. So what just happened here? Let's go back. Okay, so first Tal sacrificed for two pawns for a piece, and then white gave it back by this move because this knight's pinned, so black wins a piece back. And now here, if bishop takes b7, then we have a winning combination like this, so this wins the rook, so queen c2 is played. So this is the position we arrived at that we started with. Black's a solid pawn up. However, we already know that a one-pawn advantage doesn't guarantee victory when bishops of opposite color are on the board. Thus, black will want to retain as many pieces as possible and show that his bishop is a strong attacker that can go after things the other bishop can't defend. To this end, control of the d4 square is critical since, from there, the bishop will if2 while also blocking off the d-file. Note that the extra pawn allows black's bishop to safely reside on d4, while white's bishop doesn't have the same luxury. If there was a pawn on c4, this would be a completely different game. Okay. If there was a white pawn on c4, because then the bishop could go to d5. Ultimately, the extra pawn, superior bishop, and iron control of the e-file should combine to give black a winning game. Explaining the rating spread. The material advantage in black's control of the e-file is obvious, so that leaves black's grip on d4 as a major thing to notice. This is fully in a 1400s range. Black's in no hurry since white can't do anything. He has no targets to attack in black's position and no means to affect any useful penetration, but white can only wait and hope that his opponent doesn't find a way to break through. When your opponent is helpless, it's always a good idea to tighten up your position. b6 takes the pawn away from the white's bishop's stair and also gives extra support to c5. This little pawn move is designed to create new weaknesses in white's king side. White is trying to trade everything he can in an effort to reach a pure bishop of opposite color's endgame. Even though he's a pawn down, he would have real chances to hold such a situation. White isn't in a hurry to stop black's h-pawn with h3, since that would leave a severe weakness on the h2 b8 diagonal. Black would try to make decisive use of this with queen f4, and if allowed, bishop e5. So bishop comes there. Queen f4. A weakness has been provoked, and white's king will soon find itself facing more than a bit of heat. Bishop g4, question mark. White cracks under the pressure. A better defense was queen to d3. Hoping to cover the h1, a8 diagonal, and also offer an exchange of queens with queen f3, though white would still face a miserable slog. On the other hand, the natural-looking king g2 is simply bad.
Check. Check.
If king takes h3,
check.
and queen takes e2 mate. So, just want to look at this one more time, see how this. So queen d3 was an option, but king g2 leads to a strong attack. So threats against the king combined with attacking down the d file. So please, pause it and look at certain positions if you want to go over certain things slower. I'm trying to explain everything, or post any questions if you haven't. So, I'll do my best to answer them. Bishop g4, question mark. Bishop takes f2, exclaim. Queen e2. Now it's easy. White had to try queen f3.
Check.
When white is 2 pawns down, so looks like we'll have this. Yeah, this is 3 pawns down. But he can still make use of the opposite color bishops to put up a fight. Instead, queen e2 is played in the game. Rook to d2, exclaim. White probably missed this. Now queen takes d2 and queen c6 mates. So white plays queen e8. So let's just take a look at this.
Check.
Okay, so queen e8. Hits the bishop and threatens queen d5. Oh, 1. After queen to b5, rook takes
Check.
f1.
Check.
Black would be up 2 pawns while also retaining serious play against the vulnerable enemy king. So, like, bishop g3 is coming. So, the theme for this example was, how does black pursue their advantage? And that's by putting the bishop on d4 and creating threats on the king side, while also maintaining control of the e file.